Check on things. I already checked the mail. I, I go through now and I'm just like a Lady from Lady and the Tramp, you know. Ever since we've had Lady, we have so much of those, less of those disturbing headlines. So I just go through all the political people that ask for, and charity organizations that get tax write-offs on giving you stuff, and you feel guilty and you send them money, and they make sure homes are dysfunctional. So you donate money to them, right? Because you feel guilty. Because, oh, this kid's just, and they're making money off of destroying families and putting people in institutions. And they say, this institution saved my life. What about living the Lord's Prayer? Do you think that would be a lot better way of thinking, speaking, and living than going to institutions where you're taught to compete over money with other people and your parents couldn't do it? So they just gave up? Or they didn't want to? Yeah, some people don't want to. Okay, some people don't want to compete, you know, and then they had the commercial. Yvette Harold wants to get rid of our Social Security and all this stuff. And it's like, security is living the Lord's Prayer. Okay. Does Yvette Harold want to live the Lord's Prayer? Okay. Does Gabe Vasquez want to live the Lord's Prayer? Does Martin Heinrich want to live the Lord's Prayer? Does Nell Domenici want to live the Lord's Prayer? Okay, none of them do, right? So where's security? You know, retirement is when that person is old. It's like, it's okay, Grandma, Grandpa, you sit here, watch the kids. Grandma's making some food. Grandpa's gonna help. And make sure the kids know you're not big enough yet to go out there in the field. You get yourself hurt there, son. No, Peter, you don't go hunt for that wolf, right? That kind of stuff. You know, just good, caring things. Family, you know. Grandma and Grandpa Walton, right? And so, it's just natural. You know, in China, you know, the more generational homes you have, the more you're looked at as being a good person. But when you involve money, the only people that appear to be good people are people with lots of money that use usury to abuse other people to make other people feel inferior. Right? Okay. So you got to understand what assholes you're dealing with. And that they're nothing like the gracious good shepherd Earl, the number one law observer, understander me. It's a difficult responsibility when your life is the source of the book of Revelation, you see. And so, you know, it's hard. I can't even get my own family to believe in me. I can't even get Gabe and Mike. You know, they sit and listen to it and like they're in the headlights, and I'd agree with you, but I have to live with my wife, you know, and she's going to tell me that the guy at the place where we go to the church store is right, and that your uncle's crazy and he's wacko, and it'd be nice if he didn't come visit. Yeah, let's all watch the Cowboys. Boy, that Jerry Jones, what a great guy, right? The cast and crew of the NFL today, or the, you know, NBA today, or whatever. You know, that Molly sure is cute. She talks though. Yeah. I used to think she's very physically attractive. You know, she reminded me of Edna, one of the most physically attractive women I've ever seen. But she talks. Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion. Gosh dang. Nicki Minaj. Cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. Just like, oh God. If you got in a sexual relationship with them and they believed in the Lord and had faith in God and wanted to live the Lord's Prayer, you'd probably, you know, from hell, I would, if I wasn't poisoned by the government, be like, Earl, what are you doing? Shut up, Megan. We're going to go have sex again. I can't help myself. You were in my favorite pair of sweats that you wear, gardening, and I just got real randy, and I turned into, you know, what's that guy's name? Austin Powers there. Want to shag now or shag later? You know. And so, yeah, no, they're just that. Some women are that way. Okay, but I'm that way with Amy. Okay, and a lot of you guys would kill to have sex with Megan Thee Stallion, but you'll have sex with Amy and send her back to me and talk about her the same way Reggie Bush talked about Kim Kardashian, right? Right? So, what do you do with these people? I don't know. There's not much you can do for them, okay? It's Zora Neale Hurston, you know. They got to do it for themselves, right? He goes, my favorite is Mule Tracks in the Dust. Okay, it's my favorite book of hers. It's just a commentary on black people in the United States of America in her generation. Oh, it's one of the best books you've ever read. Mule Tracks in the Dust. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Don't quote me, boy, because it's just My People, My People. Oh my gosh, it's one of the best books you've ever read. She sits there and she says, black folks be like, well, I was sat and watched people from Orangeburg. My boy Graham, moo, moo. You guys, Graham. Sergeant Graham is a reservist. He graduated from South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Go Bulldogs, right? Okay. And he said one of his friends, okay, that served on the legislature in South Carolina, one of those white constituents said that it's just a training school for animals, okay? So the guy put on a cowbell for a session, walked in ringing the cowbell on his neck and started going, moo, move, move. It's funny. I was like, no, he didn't. He's like, yes, he did. Graham used to start arguments about everything. And Graham was like, he goes, if there's information that you need to know to let people know what your government is doing, it's in the Library of Congress. You could go read what the legislators discussion before they put it on C-SPAN and all that shit. They didn't have a C-SPAN back in 1990s, in the early 90s when me and Graham would talk about it. He was the one who told me, you need to go look that up. They have information in the Library of Congress about, because he would sit there and they would say all the stuff that Reagan did, okay, to stimulate the economy. And in ancient times, because of the bureaucracy, when you put in a policy, okay, when you put in a policy, it takes like 3 to 4 years, it takes years to get it to all work, right? So Ronald Reagan got into office and had all these stimulating economic, programs that made people, oh my gosh, we're getting rich, we're rich, okay. If you go look at all the programs, they got all these people rich. And yeah, my boy, because Ty Senderman told me, he says, all I know is under Ronald Reagan, they paid for my college. My parents didn't have to pay for my college. And I got my anthropology degree. And then Graham explained to him, it wasn't Reagan who did it. It was James Earl Carter. He went down to the library and brought it back and said, see, all these programs that stimulated the economy during the Reagan administration that made it so whoopy-doopy, we're all getting so rich and we have all this opportunity, were put into effect under the James Earl Carter administration. But the James Earl Carter administration was undermined, okay, by the U.S. military, okay, with the Iran hostage crisis. And then when Reagan got elected, they said the reason why the Iranians gave the hostages back before Ronnie got in office because they knew they were going to be glowing nukes, right? It was all just theater. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Is that Katie Gerardo? I always had a crush on her. Okay. She was my man. I'd crush on her. Chell Alonzo, yes, I had a huge crush on Chell Alonzo. I didn't know who she was. I just knew that she was on movies. I was like, oh my gosh. Gina Lollobrigida. Okay. Delilah from Victor Mature. Yeah, big crush on her. Okay. Ginormous crush on Miriam Cologne. Miriam Cologne was one of the most beautiful women on the planet to me. I didn't know who she was, okay, until I got older, and then her name, I don't know if I've seen Barnum Luna and other shows before too, but she's really cute. But I had a bigger crush on Miriam Cologne. I was thinking about my Miriam Delegro Montalvo Mercado today, and she looked just like Miriam Cologne. Well, she had a nicer figure. She had wider hips. She was a little bit shorter and more compact, and wider hips and a booger booty. And oh my gosh, she was so fine. I was listening to Gloria Estefan. It's Mi Bien Amor. Patrick loves that song. That's why. Well, Dad fell in love with a Cuban woman in the military. She's the one that Sire. She got away. Yeah, she got away. Now it was more her fault than it was mine. And she admitted that. She came back to me and she said when Raphael came up, it decided he was a good one and I wasn't going to let the good one get away again. It's like, well, that's great. That really works for me. I got stuck with Patrick's mother and she goes through post-traumatic stress disorder and tries to kill me. Okay? You go through post-traumatic stress disorder, you get upset and sad, and I remind you that I'm not like your dad and I'm different and I'm here for you and we'll protect the girls, And then they tried to, in the military, make me into somebody like Mr. Montalvo. Okay? And when vicious people compare themselves to you and try to bring you down off your high horse, it sucks, man. It's horrible what they did. I was in there listening to, I was going through the stuff looking for more posters. I was looking for my Jeremy Veal and a couple of ASU posters put up there. I'm going to grab some Dad's U of A posters and put them up, and some artwork and hang them up in there from high school artwork and stuff. I found an old poster of the second, I thought we had the first A team, but I can't find it. The second A team, or not A team, Dream Team, sorry, Dream Team, not A team. Dream Team, you know, the one with Hakeem and David Robinson. And so, Don Stockton's on both. Yeah, he's on the first one and the second one. And Dream Team 1 and Dream Team 2. But I'll put that up for just nostalgia sakes for all the lummies, you know, and stuff. And then I went in there and I found there's a jewelry box that was Natalie's. It has Glinda the Good Witch and Dorothy on it. I haven't wound it up and listened to it for, gosh, probably about when I challenged the military to say, you know, I could get myself in shape for 8 months, and you'll pull your head out. You could pull your head out of your house in one day, and you won't. And everybody's like, "Aren't you sorry you did that?" No, why? I did it. That's what. Got chemtrails from fighter planes all across here, you know, that keep the people sick. So the hospitals are being built and voted on, you know. And in 8 months, I got myself 11%. I could broad jump out of that ditch. I was 50 some odd years old. Okay, I could broad jump out of that ditch like Luke Kuechly on those commercials. I was 51, right? I had a V for the first time in my life because I really focused on my exercise. I said, Amy and Steffi ain't here to screw it up. And they weren't. And then I've got this. And then after 8 months, my teeth started exploding in my head and were rotting out. My legs started giving me so much pain I could barely jog on them. Went to the hospital and said, I think I got cancer or diabetes. Blood test said I had drug and alcohol poisoning. Yeah. Told the military they couldn't pull out their head out of their ass in a day. And in 8 months, I got in great shape. And I'm still a healthier person than they are. And they're still mass murdering my people. And they don't have any people. They're just trained animals that have forgotten they're human beings and treat other people like animals. You know, the beast. Yeah. You know, in the Bible, it says in the belly of the dragon. And people are like, well, no, Tolkien and Lewis don't know what they're talking about. Okay, the belly of the dragon is the epicenter of the culture of Nebuchadnezzar. Anybody can read a book would know that. Okay, guys, I love you. Let's go load this up.